Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me here today. Unfortunately, I'm actually here to tell you some really bad news. The age of the unicorn is over. The good news is unicorns are incredibly overrated. What are unicorns? Well, they're magical creatures from myths. They're also private tech companies valued at $1 billion or more. I'm Aviv, and today my magic is going to be convincing you that unicorns are overrated. I want to take you back, though, to the very beginning of every unicorn you've ever heard of. And that's someone or a group of people taking that leap and becoming an entrepreneur. And boy, does the Oxford Dictionary make entrepreneurship sound fun. I mean, who doesn't love things involving great financial risks? But I'll be honest, I think entrepreneurship gets a bad rap. For many, the idea of entrepreneurship is incredibly intimidating. I mean, I'd be intimidated spelling the word entrepreneurship in public. But my goal today is to help us all reframe how we approach this big word. I want us all to realize that it doesn't actually have to involve financial risks, dramatic sacrifices, or impending doom. I kind of want it to be like a Nike commercial, entrepreneurship, just do it. But who am I and why am I bothering you with this? Well, my name's Aviv, and I've been a part of the circle of life and death of countless startups and would-be unicorns. I started out as a first check investor, investing in starry-eyed founders, sure that they are going to conquer and redefine the world. Later in my career, I was involved in many M&As, and I was there when these same startups were, or their peers, were being dehooved, dehorned, sold for parts, and made into unicorn glue. I can tell you from firsthand experience that unicorns aren't all as magical as they seem from the outside. Today, I scout startups for partnerships, investments, and acquisitions at Intuit, the Fortune 500 fintech platform behind companies and products like QuickBooks, MailChimp, and TurboTax. Today, I meet founders at every stage of their journey building unicorns. But before we talk about why unicorns are overrated, I want to talk about what every unicorn is made out of. So, once upon a time, everyone wanted to be unicorn. And while this is a bit of a comical exaggeration, I've seen thousands upon thousands of pitch decks of aspiring unicorns. Every company claims to be solving the most painful problem for billions of people who are dying to pay them money. Founders generally all have the same or very similar backgrounds. They feature, the same few logos front and center. Think Stanford, maybe a different unicorn that's in the news and is very trendy, or in Israel, certain army units. Unicorns, again, simply defined, are $1 billion companies that are still private. And the name was invented when these kinds of companies used to be more rare and almost mythical, much like those horned creatures. Except today, they're not that rare, are they? Right? So why aren't they that rare? Partially because of what unicorns actually don't have to be. They don't have to be profitable. They don't have to be a nice place for you to work at. And let's be honest, they don't have to be contributing to society. Okay, not every unicorn was or will be a FTX kind of situation or WeWork, but they're also not all SpaceX or Wiz or Service Titan. And I'm proposing that we change how we approach entrepreneurship and unicorns. And that instead of looking for horns or magic, we get a little bit more practical and get our hands dirty. And dare I say, put our building hats on. So, once upon a time, entrepreneurship required lots of time, people, and of course, venture capital, aka money. Except in 2025, there are tools out there that let people like me, who can't code, experiment for building products with building products for about 20 bucks. So for the price of a large pizza, I can build solutions for my own problems using GenAI coding products and solutions like Lovable, Base 44, V0, and many others. I'm telling you, forget about SpaceX. Find your own space, your own tribe, your TAM, your group you're a member of, and build for them, or just for yourself and for your own joy. And when I say your tribe or a group you're a member of, that could be as small as your family, or again, you and your cat if you have one. It's up to you if you want to build a product for fun or for money. But that pressure of building something huge, of building a unicorn, is a thing of the past because you can do it all by yourself. And this is not a theory, but actually reality. I want to show you two examples. Recently, a developer was on vacation in Switzerland with their partner. I guess they're like me and they're more interested in Swiss chocolate than skiing because they took the time on their ski trip to build a video game that kind of looks like it's from the 80s, as you can see. And within 17 days of launching this flight simulation video game, this developer made almost $100,000 from over 300,000 people who have played this rinky-dink game. No offense. And he actually has sponsors. And to me, what's kind of crazier is he's actively able to sell merch for this flight simulation game. And he did this all with some sort of Gen AI coding app like Lovable, Base 44, V0s, the kind of thing that would let someone like me build that same product or something similar. And you might be saying, I haven't heard about this game, and Aviv, you found some random example to prove your point. Aha, I got you. A different developer actually built a game for his fiance during COVID who loved puzzles. And then he shared it, with his family and friends to stay in touch during lockdown. You guessed it. That game was Wordle, and that developer sold it to the New York Times for millions of dollars. He never planned on selling the game. He didn't even plan on making it public. It was something just to have fun with his family. And while maybe it's not a unicorn, I think that for him, and I assume his now wife, Wordle has been more life-changing than any unicorn he ever imagined. So now that I've convinced you that there's a new type of unicorn in town, I want to tell you how I'm approaching building something. Now, we've just met, but I'm going to come out and be honest with you. I'm a bit like the Hulk. As you might have noticed, I like green, but I'm also always a little bit angry. I, at all times, am mildly irritated. But now I have a productive way to use my irritation, and you do too. This is my four-step way and approach for building solutions, whether it's for pleasure or for profit. Step one, get annoyed. Luckily, that comes naturally to me. And I get annoyed every time I experience a poor product or a poor service. But now I've started taking note. I have a Google Keep called Crappy Products, and I write down what was wrong with that product and what it is and how I would improve it. Then, with these GenAI application developers, I start building a solution for whatever annoys me most. Then I test it. I start using my own solution. Maybe I even share it with people who I'm close with, not for money, but for their feedback. And this is where the magic starts because this is circular. I get annoyed again, this time with myself. Have you ever made pancakes? I promise you, this is related to your application. Well, if you've made pancakes, you know that the first pancake always comes out a bit weird. Like it's not circular, it's a bit lumpy, maybe you even burn it. Have you ever asked yourself why? Because it's supposed to. That first pancake is a test. It's teaching you how to improve it. You get a feel for a pan, for the recipe, for the batter. You burn that first pancake so you can improve, right? It would be really weird if after that first pancake came out weird, you throw everything out, swear you'll never eat a pancake again, and order a pizza. You're supposed to get annoyed and then learn how to make that next pancake better. That's the same thing with your product or your solution. You're supposed to make a first rough draft, test it, get annoyed, write down what annoyed you, fix it, build a better solution, test it again. That's why my approach is circular, like a pancake. And firsthand, I'm actually building a solution for my own very minor first world problem. I do a lot of online shopping because I work full time and I have a toddler. And unfortunately, for whatever reason, when my packages are delivered, the delivery men feel a need to call me and confirm my package. This happens during work hours. So if I'm in a meeting, I don't get my package because the postal system is a very new and modern invention. As you can tell, this irritates me. So I'm building an app that intercepts calls from delivery men for me. It confirms my address from via SMS, so I don't have to pick up a call, I don't have to miss a meeting, and I don't have to miss any packages. Is this the next Wiz, Stripe? Am I curing cancer? No, but I'm not trying to. I'm building and experimenting for joy and to solve my very minor problems for fun. That way, also, when I get annoyed at this solution that I've built for myself and that it's not good, I can fix it and test it again. I can do this whenever, wherever I want for the price of a large pizza and without having to raise any capital or quit the day job at Intuit that I enjoy. And you might be saying, well, okay, but building for the sake of fun might be amazing, but it's not entrepreneurship. So I'm going to tell you how you can use my four-step approach to build something for money, because this is a great time to build something for a profit. I want you to take a look at this graph. On the left, you have Beyonce, right? If Beyonce starts selling gum tomorrow, she will sell millions of sticks of gums, make tens of millions of dollars because it's Beyonce. Then on the right, you have Yayoi Kasuma, whose name I apologize and probably mispronounce. She's a really funky and fun artist, and I've been to her different art installations, but when she sells a specific piece of art to a collector, it's worth millions of dollars, and she probably doesn't sell that many in a year. Most of us are mortals and are neither of these women, and so we're somewhere in the middle by the under construction sign, meaning if we were to sell a product, we would probably sell it for way less than millions of dollars and to way less people. That sounds horrible, right? Think again. I want to introduce you to the Building for 1,000 True Fans. In 2008, there was a new term called 1,000 True Fans by Kevin Kelly, the founder of Wired magazine. And what he meant was creators for YouTube or newsletter writers, Instagram stars could make a good living if they had 1,000 true fans who would buy whatever they sold for about $100 a year. That would give them an annual salary of $100,000, which is a pretty good salary for supporting yourself or your family with their art and creativity. In 2025, excuse me, I know that you can start building solutions for your tribes, for whatever community you're a member of, for 1,000 true fans, and make a good living that way. But where would you find those 1,000 true fans? First, by keep getting annoyed. Take notes, figure out what annoys you, and experiment. Now, try to think who has the same problems that you do. We're all members of communities, even if we're not aware of it. If I look at myself, I'm a woman in tech, I'm a young mom in tech, I'm a religious Jewish woman in tech. I also love traveling and baking and reading. These parts of my identity also reflect communities that I'm a member of. So when I build for myself, I'm also building for them. If I have a great product that I enjoy, probably those women or people in those communities will enjoy it too. And even if I'm not trying to build a unicorn, for many of us, freeing an hour in the day would feel like magic. Or even making $1,000 more a month or a year would be life changing. Building something for the sake of personal growth or enjoyment is as magical as any unicorn. So I hope I managed to work my magic on you and convince you that unicorns are overrated. But if you're still itching to build a unicorn or a startup, this strategy is better for you as well. Because as an investor, I'd rather invest in your 10th product for your community who already know you and trust your products than that first one, like that first pancake, you're more likely to get burnt on. Thank you for listening. And I want you to know that if you want to build that unicorn, you should go for it. But from my experience, people who are doing what they love on their own terms and are happy and successful are about as rare as unicorns. So I recommend that you optimize and become something better than a unicorn and focus on being the best version of you. Thank you, and I hope I managed to work my magic on you. Thank you to Moran and Women on Stage for this opportunity, and go build.